Everybody, good evening. We'll give everybody a couple minutes to join. Hope you're all doing well. Where's everybody coming from? Hi, Heather Lynn, welcome back. Welcome everybody that's joining. We'll get started in a couple more minutes. Give everybody a couple more minutes to join. Heather Lynn, Northeast Tennessee. I've been there. Been to Tennessee a few times. Hi, Juma. Welcome to the stream. Hey Lenny, good to see you again from Florida. All right, how's everybody doing tonight? Let's see, anywhere near Davenport, or I guess that's for the other Lenny. My name's Lenny too. What's up for tonight? We'll take a look at the Bambu website, and then we'll take a look at some cool things that I thought we would print tonight. And a few weeks ago, I printed a multicolor ABS little lizard, and Derek from the UK, who's probably not joining us this evening because it is early in the morning over there, I wanted to show him the pictures of that. So that's what is up for tonight. And if anybody out there has questions or anything like that, feel free to ask along the way. And with that, we'll get started. It looks like the sale over at Bambu is starting to wind down, but they still do have that 25% off on this stuff. Make sure you take advantage of that. Buy 4 rolls or more of that. I have definitely stocked up on that. Hey, Igor from Brazil. I don't think we've seen you here before. Welcome to the stream. But I don't see anything else new on the website here as far as filament, but I didn't check anything on the accessories to see if there was anything. Doesn't look like anything new or of interest there. Anything on sale? I didn't check the sales either. Yeah. Nothing major there. Still the same sale that they've been having. Do make sure you stock up on the filament with especially the basic and the matte with it 25% off. That makes it pretty price competitive to most stuff that you're going to get out there. A new plate? I don't know. Is there? For the X1? Dual-sided texture, high temperature. Oh, wow, a gold textured PEI plate. It looks like the cheap Chinese ones that I have that I got off of AliExpress for 16 bucks. They're the same color. Let's see, TPU and PC and some of the carbon fibers, glue stick required. After optimizing the manufacture process of the Bambu texture PEI plate, the durability of the plate is enhanced. Additionally, the adhesion between the prints and the plate is significantly improved, eliminating the need for adhesives. In some situation, glue is required for specific filaments. So the issue that I've had with, and thanks for bringing this up, Lenny, I didn't even notice that, but the issue that I've had with the normal PEI textured plate, which I think is one more back, the issue that I have with this is I do love this plate, but if you have to print small parts or things with small little lines or whatever, like we're printing tonight, I would much rather print it on the PEI plate, but we're going to print it on the cool plate simply because it doesn't adhere to it if it's a smaller piece. You know, bigger pieces like the honeycomb plates and different things like that, it adheres to it and it works out well. And you can use a brim or whatever on this. So that's super interesting. Thanks for bringing that up again, Lenny. That's a highly recommended. I'm going to have to buy that. Is that the one that you were referring to? I'm assuming that is. Yeah, I'll have to buy that. Look for a review on that coming up soon. Yeah, if it's better than the current plate, that would be a big benefit. And that's probably why the other one's on sale. So get it while it's on sale. That's funny. You just bought two plates from AliExpress with neat plate designs on the surfaces. That's cool. Yeah, like there's different, textures that you can put on the bottom of the prints or the top of your print, however you orient it whenever you print. That's why I do like the Wham Bam plate. It almost puts well, it is a mirror finish on it. Um, so depending on what type of finish that you want on your print, these different plates will do that. And the textured plate puts a cool little thing on there. Um, the cool plate kind of puts a flat, but it's not as like flat. I'm talking the Wham Bam. It makes it shiny whenever you do that. So yeah, I'm gonna have to get that plate and check that out. Thank you for bringing that up again. And then what we'll be printing tonight is I ran across this on printables early today, and I thought this would be really cool to print. And there's a whole bunch of these in here, and these are little silhouettes of like different cars that you can print out. And they're just these little, silhouettes of cars, so you can stick up like on the wall or something and have all these silhouettes of these cars, which it looks pretty cool. Maybe with some lighting and stuff on a shelf or something like that, it would look really, really cool. So I thought that would be really cool. And you can see there's a bunch of them on here. All kinds of different manufacturers. There's 103 models, I think, on here, or 163 on here. So the one that I picked today is a 69 Camaro. And we'll do a little bit of persuasion to it to fit our liking. But be sure to go over here and check out Lutra Vulgaris and all of these different cars that they made on here. And if you look at the comments, some people have asked for some specific cars, and he's been able to, or they have been able to make those. So be sure to go over there and at least hit the like button on that one, because this is really cool, or at least save it. These look pretty cool, so that's what we'll be printing tonight. And then Lenny says he ordered a diamond plate and one other design. Yeah, you'll have to send in some pictures of the textures that those leave on there so we can have a look. Email them to me whenever you get the plates, and I'll show them on here. That'd be cool to see. Yeah, so be sure to go over here and check this out. I thought this was cool. Be sure to at least go over here and hit the like button. And then with that, let's go ahead and get the print started. So I went ahead and downloaded the 69 Camaro is what that is. One of the things that I don't like is I get that they want this longer so you can put it like on a bookshelf or something like that, but I don't need like a huge shelf to put this on. So I actually want to make this shorter. And if you remember, there's the scale button here, and we'll want to uncheck uniform scale right here. And we can actually just drop the Z-axis by 50%. That'll speed up the print, and that's really as wide as I need it. I want to mount it to the wall with a couple of really tiny nails. So I think every other time you've seen me use the scale button, I've made sure to have that uniform scale checked. This is the one time that we don't need it for now. But now what we'll want to do is go ahead and uniform scale it this time. And I do want to make this just a little bit bigger. So yeah, maybe 150%. And that actually made it taller again, but that's okay. All right, and I have a black wall that I want to put these on. So I'm going to print this in white, and I'm going to make sure it is the Bambu white, which it is. That's in slot number 8. And again, if you want to change the colors here, once it's selected like it is now, I just hit the number 2 on the keypad on my keyboard, number 3, and that just is lining up with what colors are in here. So as you can see, I can change it all different colors. We're going to want to do white, and we're going to want to do, I want to do the Bambu white, not the eSun white, and you're going to see here in a minute that it's going to get confused on that. And that's one of the things to check while you're printing, especially when you have 2 colors of a different brand of material like I do today. This thing kind of gets confused on that. And let me know, anybody new out there, anybody that has questions on any of the things that I'm saying here. All right, so next we'll go ahead and slice this. And if you're enjoying the content this evening, be sure to hit that like button. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. I just uploaded tomorrow's video. We will see a new 3D printer that I got. So that'll be interesting to see tomorrow. All right, let's go ahead and get that started printing. Open, I need to cancel. Like I told you, so see right here, I have 2 whites, one in slot 8 and one in slot 1. Over here, it numbers these differently. See, this is A1 and this is A1, 2, 3, 4. We actually need B4 in order to use the Bambu. So I need to select B4. I don't know why it does that, but it goes by this color right here and not by the actual filament that you choose. It's super annoying. All right, now that we have that, we'll go ahead and hit send now. What is everybody else printing out there these days? Has anybody else printed with ABS or ASA or PC? And I guess I can show the chameleon that I printed out of 2 colors of ABS. And it wiggles around and everything. It's really cool. My dogs want to eat it. You just bought the Anchormate M5C and it's arriving Tuesday. Awesome. Send us some prints of it. I printed a dishwasher clean dirty sign for my dishwasher today with ABS. Nice, nice. Was it a cool color? Multicolor? You know, that's a good idea. I don't have one of those, and I could print a multicolor one. That would be cool. Yeah, so sneak peek for tomorrow's video. The people at Kitty Tech sent me one of their new printers. So I'll be reviewing that, and we will be seeing that one much, much more. If you haven't seen Kitty Tech, give them a look. It's a pretty doggone good printer. Blue and yellow, awesome, awesome. You have a whole little stable over there in Florida, don't you, Lenny? You got a little print farm going? Are you printing for a business or something like that? I'm just a hobbyist, really. And I bumble along the way and record it on film. Awesome. Awesome. Just for fun. How many printers in total do you have? I have a Creality too, but I put that thing back in the box and I don't ever think it'll see the light of day unless somebody wants it. If you want that thing, let me know. Find a way to get it to you. But that Kitty Tech that I just got, that thing prints pretty fast and the quality of it is really good. It doesn't have multicolor or anything like that. It has a bigger build surface. But it prints fast. And it prints really good quality too. I got it pumping out them honeycomb plates. Heather has 3. Doesn't everyone have multiple printers? Sure, Heather, if it makes you feel better, we all have multiple printers. And Heather, do you print just for fun as well, or are you printing for a business? I'll take the Creality. I'll pay for the shipping. That thing, man, I'd feel bad giving it to somebody. That thing's such a turd. Oh no, send me an email anyway. It's a big box, but it's in there. It's just taking up space in my closet, so send me an email. We'll figure something out. And I have the Wham Bam for that too. And the Heathery starter was an Ender 5. You know, I haven't had an Ender, but I've heard they're really good. That'd be one that I would like to have next for sure. Uh-oh, we have a build plate error. Let's take a look at that. Ah, yes, I have the high temp plate. We need the cool plate. So on live stream, you'll see how to fix that issue. If you put the wrong plate and it gives you that error, just stop everything. Choose the right plate over here. Reslice it. And then we'll just hit print plate again. And again, you'll see that it got confused with that. Now it is not confused. And be sure to smash that like button. Help me out. Help get some more people to my stream. I'd really appreciate it. What other printers did people start out on? See, I had the Creality and it worked okay for a little while, and then it just, I'll tell you, Lenny, I even tried to fix this, but the cage basically comes off axis every single print. So you have to realign it because like it sags down because of the weight of the print head on the X axis there. So you couldn't do any I couldn't do any long-term prints on there. And if you want it and you can have better luck with it, I hope you have better luck than me. I didn't feel like tinkering with it anymore. But I almost gave up on 3D printing in general because I just had to tinker with that thing so much. And I was looking at like the palette or whatever to do multicolor prints because I really wanted to do that. I thought that would be cool, but I just couldn't do it with that Creality. I just didn't have the wherewithal to tinker with it enough to make it work right. But then I got the Bambu, and man, that changed the whole game. And now, I print all the time, and I'm trying all kinds of different stuff. But those type of printers aren't probably the best printers for if you're beginning in 3D printing. And I've only really been 3D printing for maybe a year and a half now with the Creality and everything. It's probably a year and a half, no more than 2 years. And that's just my experience with those two. And then now I got my third 3D printer that I've ever had, which is the Kitty Tech X Plus 3. And I really like that printer. I've had it for a couple of weeks now, and I really like that printer. It's not multicolor, that's the big ding on it, but for single color prints, that's going to be my go to moving forward. It's very high quality. Yeah, I hope Bambu comes with a larger build plate printer too. There's I'll be doing a video hopefully pretty soon on a piece that I needed printed that I just can't print in any of the printers that I have because the build plates aren't big enough. And I'm having to have somebody else print it for me professionally. And then Heather, the Ender 5 was frustrating for the same reason. I have a Voron X1C and building a Rook. So after the Creality, Heather, that's interesting. Like we're on the same wavelength with a lot of stuff. I was looking at the Voron and the X1C, but look, I have a limited amount of time that I can invest in 3D printing. And now with having a YouTube channel, that makes it even more challenging because I have to record everything now as well. But I was looking at the Voron and the X1C. So I was looking at the Voron and like getting the palette to do multicolor prints. And then I saw the X1C, and I mean, you tell me if I'm wrong or not. Heather, you built the Voron and know what the price of it is, but it felt like if I were going to buy a Voron and then drop another $700 on the 8-color palette thing, it was more than what I spent on my X1C with the 8 colors. And I didn't have to put anything together, as basically plug and play. So that's why I decided to go with the X1C over the Voron. And then, I mean, you tell us, Heather, did it take 40 hours to build that thing? Or, I mean, I'm pretty good at building stuff. Sounds like you're pretty handy too, so I doubt it took you that long. But how long did it take to put that thing together? And I just don't have the time to put into building something that's going to take 40 hours or even 20 hours. That's crazy. And then Lenny says if you go look at the Anchor Make, they are coming out with a 6 multicolor AMS to go with their machines. Yeah, I would say 3D print companies, if you're listening to my tiny little stream, please hit that like button so it gets bigger. If you're not looking at multicolor 3D print or multi-material, even as we saw in my ASA video, right? You're able to print ASA and ABS at the same time. So even multi-material, if you're not coming out with a machine for that, you're really limiting the amount of people that you're going to get in, and you better have a really good price on it. I think you're right. The Voron did take a while, but you wanted the 350 by 350. Yeah, that was the trade-off. The size, and then the ease of use and everything. But now that I have a 8-color printer, I don't think I need any more than 8 colors. Really, I've only done like a 5 and a 6 color printer. So the 6 multicolor AMS, Lenny, that sounds very interesting because honestly, 8 is too much, but 4, I mean, that sounds bad, but 4 is just not quite enough. Not for every print. For a lot of prints, you're only 2, 3 colors. But for some of the cool prints, like the Mandalorian and some of the really cool ones that I've done, like some of those are 5 and 6 colors, and so that's very interesting. That'll be another cool one. Anchor Make, if you're out there, send me one. I'll be more than happy to do a review on it. But that's cool. That's cool to see what everybody else has out there. All right, back to the chameleon. That's the bottom of it. And the head. And then if anybody has any pictures of the prints that they've been printing here lately, I'll put my email address in here. Send them over. I'll pull them up on stream. Heather, if you want to send us a picture of your cool ABS dirty, clean magnet, that would be awesome. Let's see if the full screen is working. Lendizzleprintz with a Z at gmail.com. I just put it in the chat, Heather. And it's, I think, in the description as well. You can copy and paste it from there if you can't paste it from the chat. Yeah, it'll be interesting by December what new printers are out with multicolor and who's going to compete with Bambu. And they're doing everything right. They have the software, they have the printer, they have the cell phone app, they have the filaments, they're adding all kinds of filaments, they're adding new plates. Bambu's doing everything right. It's going to take somebody doing all the same things to come in and really disrupt that. But I think people see the opportunity. So hopefully we see some other people come out with some multicolor. I don't know that Bambu has, I think we talked about this last week as well. I don't think they have completely figured out the multicolor. They have the best system for ease of use and all of that, but it is pretty timely and does waste. You've seen in some of the prints that I've done that it's actually squirted out more in the color change than the actual print itself. So I think there's some improvements that could be done with that. So that Anchor Make one will be interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see what else comes out. And again, larger build plate, 256 is not big enough. Bambu, if you're out there watching my tiny stream. Bigger build plate or build surface. Heather, how fast is that Voron compared to the Bambu? They seem to be about the same speed, but I don't know. Would you say they're the same or one's faster than the other? Really, a little slower. Interesting. Needs a high flow, hot end. Is that the dragon one or whatever? Is that the high flow one? The dragon one? I remember when I was looking at them, there's some different ones, and I think one was called the dragon something or other. Yeah, I was at a 3D print show, that one where I met Bill from 3D Chameleon, and there was a guy there putting a Voron together. And I think it was like the second day of the show, and it was a couple hours in, and that dude was not even anywhere near putting that thing together. So, yeah, that's yeah, it's just tough for me. It's tough for me to spend that much time on something. I have too many hobbies as it is. What's the maintenance like on the Voron? Is there a lot of stuff on there that you have to maintain, or is it fairly easy? And the other, what's the other one? The rat rig. That's another one that looked pretty interesting as well. Anybody have experience with the rat rig? They look pretty expensive, but high quality parts though. All right, we're almost done with the stream, and it finally started printing. That's so funny. Pretty stable. Yeah, see, it seems like all that, I guess it's extruded aluminum. The frame seems really, really sturdy and not a lot of tinkering. Yeah, it seems like you put all of your tinkering in on the front end, putting it together, and then you don't really have to mess with it afterwards. That's one of the reasons I was looking at it. But compared to the X1C, I mean, you basically take that thing out of the box and plug it in. And I'll say the new printer is pretty close to that. Required an update, which took a little while, but I'm just sitting there. Wasn't too bad. right, let's take a look at Heather's picture here that she sent in. All right, and what are we looking at here? Wow, this is a contraption of some batteries and all kinds of stuff. What is this, Heather? And thank you for sending it. Looks like you printed a whole bunch of parts for this. This is really cool. Looks like some sort of generator or something like that. A robot project. Interesting. Interesting. Oh, I see. Yeah, I see wheels on it right there. Oh, that's super interesting. All right, thank y'all for sending some pictures in. Then we have one from Jody. Some pictures from a marching band. Did I read that right? Hold on, it's downloading. Marching band theme days. And those look pretty cool. And you guys can't see these because I didn't put it on there. Let's actually go back to Heather's robot. And maybe this time you can actually see it. There it is. Yeah, and I see the wheel and everything over here. That looks cool. And then this is Jody's of the marching band themed days trophies that they had here, or that she's putting, or they're putting into use there. Those turned out pretty cool. Are these like stickers that you made for this, or is this all printed? Oh, these turned out really nice. They're really high speed. I really like, cause this, I really like the color of this one. It looks almost bronze. Is that one of the metal or silks from Bambu? Oh, that looks like the marble. Yeah, those look really cool. I really like that one. But yeah, that bronze one looks, that one turned out really good, and the marble turned out pretty cool too. Then I see Heather sent another shot of her robot here, so let's get that. See a screen on the front. Some honeycomb on there. I like that. And the wheels on there. That's really cool. Thank you both for sending that in, Cody and Heather. Appreciate that. It's always good to see what people are printing. And if you're enjoying the stream, please hit that like button, help me grow it. I used the aluminum extrusion from the Ender 5 to build the bot. I ain't trying to talk smack, Heather, but that's probably the best use of that Ender 5. Just kidding. Oh, that's pretty awesome. Jody, yeah, I think there's like a 5-minute time limit or something on there. You can chat now. The one is dual color, red and blue. Are the rest of those like stickers or something on there? Put those back up since you can chat now. All designed by you, printed on the Bambu. What 3D modeling software do you use, Jody? Yeah, those turned out really good. Like, really good. I use NX. No clue what that is. Yeah, I'm sure the people that receive those trophies will be happy to receive them. CAD software kind of hired and used by General Motors, Chrysler. Yeah, I deal with very high end computers professionally. I've dealt with like Bentley systems and Autodesk and all of that stuff, but I've never heard of NX. It's interesting. Unigraphic solution. Interesting. All right, let's check back in on our print here and see if it's exploded yet. Since we're live on the internet, that's when I generally have problems. Well, it looks like it's doing okay. Yeah, that's going to be cool. Those silhouettes of the cars are cool. Really suggest you guys go out there and check those out. The link's in the description. And we got about 10 minutes left. Anybody else have any questions or anything like that? Thank you, Jody and Heather, both for sending in pictures of your prints. And Heather, you'll have to send us that robot in action and let us know what it does. Send us a video of that one of these weeks when you get it done, if it's not done already. It'd be cool to see that. It's always interesting to see just the variety of stuff that people are printing week to week and everything. And thank you, everybody that does send in pictures of your print. And if you want your print showcased on stream next week, send me an email with a picture or a video of it, and I'll be sure to put it on here. It's more of a quest, yeah. A whole bunch of tiny projects, right? or a whole bunch of side quests until you finish the game. We'll put it in ludicrous mode to finish it out. And then Heather asks, I do have a question about printing carbon fiber PLA. Does it require the hardened nozzle? Good question. And where I will send you is you can just type in Bambu Filament Wiki. And go to this filament and guide plate compatibility guide here. And then we can look at PLA-CF. Hardened nozzle required on the PLA-CF is a yes, Heather. And this is the guide that I use to print pretty much everything. This tells you which nozzles you can use, if you can use it in the AMS, when to use glue, what kind of glue to use, which build plates to use, and then drying times and uses of each of these filaments. So this is a pretty handy guide, Heather. Go to it and bookmark it, but the short answer to your question is yes. And I would also recommend the 0.6 millimeter nozzle, Heather, for all of the carbon fiber, unless you just have a nozzle to throw at carbon fiber, because I tried printing with the 0.4 before the carbon fiber, and then tried printing PLA and other stuff after that, and the nozzle wasn't the same after, and it was the hard nozzle and everything, and it wasn't the same after I ran the carbon fiber filament through it. So I would also recommend the 0.6 millimeter nozzle unless you really need that fine detail. And you can always bring the 0.6 nozzle, the standard is layer height is 0.3. You can bring it down to like 0.5 or 0.25 or something like that, if you need that fine of detail. But highly recommend the 0.6 millimeter nozzle as well. And everybody out there that's watching, this is a great guide to bookmark or just know how to Google and get here, because this tells you everything that you need to know. And you can see here on the other carbon fibers, highly recommended 0.6 millimeter. It doesn't say that on the PLA, but on the rest of them it does, and it's been my experience. Go with the 0.6 millimeter nozzle. Good question, though. Thanks for asking, Heather. And if you haven't already, hit that like button. Help me grow my stream. help more people get some help and ask some questions and help us all learn at the same time. Help us all get better at the craft. And thank you for everybody that sent in pictures, asked questions. And again, I wasn't showing the right screen. Here is where it was showing that. Hardened nozzle, yes. Highly recommended on the 0.6 millimeter nozzle. Sorry about that, y'all. I always forget to switch the screen. And I just type in Bambu Filament Wiki, and the first thing on Google is generally this page right here. Thank you, everybody, for hitting that like button. Appreciate it. And I guess I'll go ahead and wrap everything up. If anybody else has any questions, go ahead and do that. I haven't swapped a hot end on the X1C, but I have a 0.6 millimeter on hand. Yeah, it's not that hard. Heather, the hardest part is getting the little thermistor and the little hot end back on the nozzle or whatever, and you have to squirt that little, it looks like lithium grease. I don't know exactly what it is, but you have to squirt that stuff on there. That's about the hardest part of it. One of the things that I recommend is to buy a whole hot end, you know, the whole nozzle. Hopefully you have the whole thing, the fan and everything. And if you have that, then it's really, you take out 3 screws and loosen 1 screw where the little handle where the cutter is, that little thing that you see on the left sticking out there, there's a screw that's in there, and you got to loosen that one up so the little blade comes out. And then there's 3 screws that you take out, and you unplug 3 plugins that are fairly easy to unplug, and then the whole assembly comes out. And if you just have the nozzle, then there's 2 screws that you take out, and you pull that out, and then that's where you have to replace or, you know, reinstall the thermistor and the little ceramic hot end or hot plate. And there's a little bracket that you have to slide back over, and pay attention to the little slots that are on there when you're doing that. And it's not that hard. And then you plug in the 3 things, put in the 3 screws, move that little handle that you see there on the left-hand side, tighten that screw back up so it stays in place, but it's not locked down. And then that's it. And I generally only buy the hardened nozzles. It doesn't make any sense to do that, because you can print all the normal stuff with the hardened nozzle, and then you can print the carbon fiber and all of that with the hardened nozzle. So I generally just buy those. All right, great questions. Thank you, everybody, again for sending in the pictures of your prints, and send them in for next week's. Thank you, everybody, for hitting that like button. I do appreciate that. I appreciate everybody spending some time with me on a Saturday evening here in Colorado. And I hope everybody has a great rest of the weekend. And be sure to watch my video tomorrow. And I'll see everybody next week. Thank you, everybody.